All right, everybody. Welcome. It's a big day. It's a big day. We're streaming. It's Wednesday. It is hump day. Welcome, everybody, and thank you very much for being here. Let's see if we go. Let's just turn down the music, shall we? Let's turn it down. Welcome, everybody. Thank you very much for being here on this special Wednesday stream. We haven't streamed in a while, so I thought to myself, it is time. It is time that the stream begins. We've got a lot to cover today. We are 1 week away, exactly 1 week away from the Xbox Ally X release, and I am so excited. I have been going down rabbit holes. I've been looking up, hey, what can you get for this? What accessories can you get for it? The big rabbit hole that I've been going down is building my own external graphics card, eGPU. Dude, there is stuff there. So anyways, suffice it to say, I could not be more excited for the Xbox Ally X release. This is one of those situations where, yes, I spent $1,000 on this bad boy, and I fully expected to have buyer's remorse, 100%, no doubt. But no, it's not. It's not there. It's not happening. I've not experienced that yet. Hold on one second. I got to make an adjustment here to the stream that I just realized. There it is. All right. I changed it up. Apologies. I think we should be coming through a little bit more clear here now. There we go. Z429 says, I just bought my 2 terabyte SSD waiting for it to arrive. Yes, baby. Yes. Is that the one? The 2 terabytes for $159, correct? Z. That's a big upgrade. That is a big upgrade for the Xbox Ally X release. I'm curious. I've not met anybody that's purchased the Ally, though. So the Xbox Ally X, a bunch of people have commented, yep, I'm with you. I picked this bad boy up. Super excited about it. Is anybody in chat actually picked up just the Ally? Would be very curious. Let me know. In my opinion, this sounds funny. It's not just going to be another handheld. It's the most Xbox handheld ever. Well, yeah, like, of course it is. This is the only partnership that Xbox has done for a handheld, and I could not be more excited. It's my dream come true for the longest time now. I'd say probably for the last 5 years, especially since I had kids and just had become so busy. I have said consistently, I would love a handheld device for my Xbox. I would love to be able to not be tied down to my television. And so that's coming, and that's partly why I'm getting this. But furthermore, I love that with the Ally X, I don't have to choose. I don't have to choose between the PC. I don't have to choose between the console. I can play games on the PC. I can play games on the console. I can play them all, and I am extremely excited about that. A quick roadmap of tonight's stream. We're going to be with you. My goal is to be here for about an hour. This is our first stream. We're probably going to start having these a little more frequently than we've been having. So thank you everybody who is here. Appreciate you guys. 1 second. I'm actually. The monitor screen where I could see myself was up, and it's like, ugh, it's throwing me off. I don't like it. But quick roadmap for this stream. I want to go over the early unboxing video of the Ally X. There's been a few that have come out. One we covered on this channel. This is a different one that came out. Just want to go over. I think it's pretty cool to see what the ROG Ally X looks like. Just review it together, get stoked and hyped for the launch. Then I want to go over the video, the other early access video that came out of another guy who got sent from France Amazon the Ally X early and went over 7 games for the preview. We covered that on the channel today, actually. And I thought we'd go over it in this stream and just talk about those games, what it means, review it, review some of our favorite aspects of that. And then we're going to review some of my tweets that I had this week. There was a lot, obviously, you guys know, a lot of Game Pass drama that's out there. My take on some of Xbox leadership silence that's out there. Some of you may agree with me. Some of you may disagree with me. That's okay. Love you either way. You're welcome here. And then I have a tweet that I dropped this morning about outrage versus reality. Hint, they're not the same thing. They're not. So we're going to go over that as well. I would like to know from you guys in chat, who's buying the Ally X and what was the feature that sold you? For me, it was the portability of it. I knew I was going to get one. I was planning and saving up to get the top tiered one. And then when it dropped, I'm not going to lie, that sticker shock, I was expecting $8.99. The $9.99, I hesitated for a moment. And then I went down some videos of the last generation's Ally X and what it was doing. And I was blown away and I was floored. And I jumped in and I was like, all right, I got to purchase this before it gets sold out. Luckily, I did, because now I'm waiting. I got my pre-ordered X at Best Buy, baby, and I could not be more excited. Welcome everybody to the chat. Tropicana's here, Skillard's here, Rubinar is in the house, Z429, Oppo Pogo is here as well. Brothers Grimm, thank you guys for being here. Thank you very much for hanging out. Tropicana says, it's the UI Xbox. Yeah, I'm going to be very interested to see what the UI here is like, what this hybrid console PC UI does for Xbox. I genuinely think that's the future. Xbox has been cleared. That's the future. That's the direction that they're going. So I'm going to be very, very interested in that. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun there. Skillard says, is it worth keeping the Xbox Series X after this? Yeah, the Xbox Series X is a fantastic machine. I use that for my flexibility. So for instance, the ROG Ally X, I'm not hooking that up to a 4K television to play. I'm hooking my Series X up to the 4K television to play. It's just not going to be able to do it, especially at what the Series X can do. If you think about it, we're kind of spoiled in the respect that, well, it doesn't hit the frame rates that a PC hits. What it does hit for consoles is really impressive. Most PCs are running, the majority of gaming PCs in 2025 are running 1080p monitors. Well, yeah, if we were on a 1080p monitor on the Xbox, we could hit some crazy high levels as well. And the same on the PlayStation. So I think consoles get a little bit of a bad rap in that respect, that they're on 4K ballsy televisions, not 1080p monitors. The second is 1440p monitor that everybody is on. Just in case you wondered. Oppo Ogo Dragon says it's not sold out in Canada at Best Buy. Everybody, bestbuy.ca, is that what it is? Bestbuy.ca. Go for it. Have it shipped. Can you have it? No, I don't think that's how that works. But Tropicana says if it's not sold out but back ordered till December and probably till 2027. Till 2027 or 2026, you mean? I think you meant 2026, Tropicana, correct? I may be incorrect there, but yeah, 2026, yeah. Jordan the Man is here in the house. Hey, all, what's up, Jordan the Man? How you doing? We're just getting started here, just sharing our excitement. I did pose the question, who has pre-ordered the Xbox Series X? We got a couple guys here in chat who have. Don Silcario, if you have Game Pass Premiere, you can cloud stream on it or just with Ultimate. So you can cloud stream on all of the versions of Game Pass. Ultimate gives you the highest end, the lowest wait times, and the 1440p, the ability to stream at 1440p. So there's that. Zay? Oh, sorry. Did I say Z? Zay says it's pronounced Zay. Love the channel. I apologize, Zay. Apologize. Ben Yang is here in the house with a super chat. Huge shout out. And thank you very much to Ben Yang. He says, agreed. The Series X on 4K TV for third-person stuff, but PC for my monitor on heavy strategy, first-person games. Amen. Also, turn-based strategy. I mean, that's under the strategy category. But I'm right there with you. In fact, that's how I plan on using my Ally X. I'm actually looking at, I don't have I have a 4K gaming monitor that I haven't used in a while, but the Ally X, I'm not going to hook that bad boy up to that. I'm looking for a 1440 gaming monitor. I've got the dock pre-ordered. I've got the case pre-ordered. I've obviously got the X pre-ordered, the Ally X pre-ordered as well. My plan is for strategy games, third-person or turn-based strategy games, rather, that genre, to now be able to hook up and dock my bad boy and play it with mouse and keyboard support. Very, very exciting for that. So I'm with you. And then, yeah, 4K. My 4K television is for when I want, like Battlefield 6 is coming. Multiplayer Battlefield 6, 100,000% on my Series X. No questions asked there at all. Zero times zero. Modura here in chat says, I pre-ordered with case and have Game Pass PC, baby. Yes. The 2-in-1 case. I think that's the only case actually that you can pre-order. I also have the 2-in-1 case. Agreed. I wasn't going to get the case. I normally don't get cases. And then I thought to myself, I could picture taking this over to my brother's house or my cousin's house or something and dropping it. And dude, I would cry. Like that would be that would just crush me, right? Like you, can you imagine? That would be like a sitcom TV. Completely agree with that. So yeah, I got the case. I ended up getting the case. As soon as I thought of that, I thought, okay, let's get the case. There was a question by Ruben R. says, do you use the Elgato prompter? I do have the Elgato prompter. Absolutely, yes. I actually put chat up on the Elgato prompter, and sometimes on here I put the videos too, so I can watch them. It's like I'm staring into your soul. But yeah, I do. I don't use it as much as I thought I would use it though. Mostly, when I'm recording videos, I don't use it so much. I have used it in the past. It kind of throws me off. I thought I would utilize it more. When I'm live stream, I love to have chat up here. I think it's just the best way to do it. So let's go ahead, everybody. Let's actually start with the unboxing video that we have here. We're going to leave the volume off for these videos. And we can put this on repeat. I don't actually know if YouTube's going to take us to the next scene here, but let's take a look here. This is one of the unboxings. Now there's been a lot, and you can see there's the case. Now I do like the Primo case. Oh, baby, there's the handheld controllers. Looks good. Testing out the triggers there. The back looks fantastic. You've got the case. Comes with the plastic dock. You pay $1,000, everybody, for the plastic dock. And then you can see the Xbox UI there lift up. You could see the RGB lighting around the thumbsticks. And I just think that looks fantastic. One thing that stood out to me when I've been out of all these unboxing is the thickness of it. It does seem to have a pretty thick frame, and I don't mind that. I especially don't mind that because you've got the controllers there, right? Like that's a big part of it for me. The controller on the side, and I've always said if a console is going to do a handheld, it has to have the controller handles. That's just it. As far as the joysticks are going to be a question mark for me. I hope they're good. I know my brother who's here in chat, he doesn't necessarily like the joysticks on the first generation of the Ally X. And when you come from a controller, it is pretty hard to replicate a full-blown controller, whether that's the Xbox controller, the PlayStation controller, or the Nintendo controller, the Pro controller there. But we'll see. We'll see on that. That's the big question mark for me. For most games, I don't think it's going to be an issue, but it's partly why I would play like a Battlefield multiplayer. I'm totally planning on playing that on my Series X there. Bravo73 in chat says, unfortunately, mine won't be here until December, but hoping maybe earlier. Dude, I hope so as well. The one critique I have on this 100% is, and I know it works. I get it. Hey, it works. But you're paying $1,000 and you get a plastic stand. Oh, thanks. Hey, thanks, man. Thanks for that. Thanks for that. Paper plastic stand that this came with. I love it. I love it. Now everybody is saying that two things in all the previews that we're seeing here is that there is improved battery, and everybody's saying that no question the battery life is improved, and that it doesn't get as hot. In fact, when we go to the next video, the video where they go over the 7 games, that's one thing that they point out. The heat management is much better thermals here. In fact, ROG Xbox Ally X actually went over that themselves. They made their own thermal trailer. They said they did an entire trailer just on thermals and how much they improved it. If you remember, it was such a problem that in previous iterations, it would melt SD cards. It got so hard. It's so hard. It got so hard, dude. It got so hot. It would melt SD cards. So that's something that is definitely improved, at least in everything that we're seeing, and something that they really focused on. Could you imagine if it melts your SD card now? At 3 generations in, be very questionable about that. Now they do have extra ports on this, and you can see this in the unboxing video. That plastic stand kills me every time. It does have expandable SSD. It's got everything that you need as far as ports are concerned, Thunderbolt, etc., etc. On the SSD, we went over this in a video, a week or 2 ago. The pricing on the SSD doesn't make sense to me. Now tell me, not SSD, the SD card slots. You're getting like 200 megabytes a second with an SD card slot. And someone correct me if my numbers are off there. And then with an SSD, an NVMe SSD internal memory, you're getting like 2,000 and higher, or maybe it's like 5,000. It's in the thousands. It's insane, the speed differential there. Now, when you go to purchase the SD card and the upgraded SSD, the NVMe SSD, they're the same price. In fact, for 4 terabytes of the NVMe SSD internal is $279, and the 4 terabyte SD card branded by ROG is $299. So it's cheaper for the better upgrade. Like, I don't know why you would, anybody that has this device or has had this device, what do you utilize the SD card slots for? Because to me, it's just not worth it. If I'm going to upgrade, instead of spending my money on an SD card slot, or an SD card, rather, I'm upgrading the SSD, the NVMe drive. That's the real upgrade there for me. Let me know where I'm wrong on that, and how do you guys use the SD card slot? I'd be very, very curious. Now, this does come with 24 gigabytes of RAM, and it does come like I talked about, the SSD, the NVMe. It's 1 terabyte on this, which is plenty to start off with. Long term, I would say, 9 months from now, a year from now, I'm definitely upgrading that SSD. As soon as I get some extra cashola, I'm going for that 4 terabytes. Totally worth it for me. 4 terabytes. Yes, please. Yes, sir. NVMe. I've watched videos on it. Pretty simply, just take off the back, pop it open, slide it in. It's NBD. Even I can do it. It's NBD. So there you go. I do think where this is going to really shine here, outside of the performance, because everybody, performance, we're going to get that in our hands. We'll find out about that. By all accounts, this is an upgrade performance beast right here in the handheld space. I think where this is really going to set itself apart is the ergonomics. It feels, with those controllers, it's just going to feel better. No, the best way to play the Nintendo Switch and the Nintendo Switch 2 is with the add-on cases that give you the controller feel. That's just the reality. The best way to play it is with the Nintendo Pro controller. And whatever makes you feel like you're playing on a Nintendo Pro controller is going to be the better way to play. And I think you've got that built in here with the controllers. It's going to be interesting to see. I'd be very curious. Does a Steam Deck go this direction? Does a Lenovo go this direction? Does anybody else in the space, in the handheld PC gaming space, start to move in this direction where there's controller handles on it, especially if this is a success? And remember, the X is sold out. So it's sold out at the moment, the Series X. Now, the Ally, or not the Series, the Ally X, Ally Series, the entry-level Ally is not sold out. Excuse me, so you can still pick that up. Now, compared to the Steam Deck, it definitely has bigger balls than the Steam Deck. No question. The Steam Deck has an OLED screen, though. And a lot of that may be game breaking for a lot of people, or not game breaking. That may be a deal breaker for a lot of people. For me, it's not. The Nintendo Switch 2 doesn't have the OLED, and they specifically decided not to go with the OLED for battery reasons. To me, it's not that big of a deal. I mean, this screen looks pretty nice. It's 120 hertz refresh rate there. That's all that I need is bright. I don't need OLED. Honestly, if it means better battery life, I'm taking the better battery life all day personally. So there you go. That's what do you guys think? What do you guys think of this? Basically, we're getting a portable Xbox here. Would you ditch your console? Is anybody ditching their console and moving to this? That's a big question. I'm not, again, like I said, I'm going to be utilizing them both in conjunction with each other, just depending on how I play. And that's really, I think, the future of gaming, more options. So there you go. Evil Protagonist says, I've been playing with the OS, download Stardew Valley directly, and it doesn't even grab my save. But when I play cloud gaming, it does. Not sure why. That's not great, says Evil Protagonist. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see when it drops, what the firmware update is day one. And then remember, this is going to be the worst that this software is, this UI is, ever. Like, it will slowly improve over time. It will get better over time, as does all software when it's released into the wild. So, Great to be a Gator says, I agree for handhelds. It's all about battery life. Amen, brother. Great to be a Gator. Good to see you, man. How you doing? Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Welcome. Jose Rodriguez says, I'm taking a break from my PS5. Interesting. Why? For any reason why? If anything, nowadays we're seeing the opposite. Hey, I'm taking a break from my Xbox right now. Great to be a Gator says, I have the first version. I only use it for travel gaming. Interesting. And how do you find the performance of the first version? Very curious. And what game have you used most? I'll tell you, I've been saving certain purchases. I really want to play Final Fantasy Tactics. I have saved Final Fantasy Tactics for the Ally X. Because I think that game is built for handheld on the go, move, being able to pick up, play, go, make some progress steadily, consistently over time. Very, very, very excited for that. There's a couple games out there that are in that situation and category for me, but Final Fantasy Tactics is the most recent one that I'm saving for that myself. Sean Sanchez says, 1 week away, baby. 1 week away. It's exciting. It is exciting. Skiller says, over here, all pre-orders come with the ROG bag, 512 gigabytes SD, and a screen protector and a 2-year warranty. Skiller, where is over here? Curious, where's over here? I don't mind when they bundle things together. Sometimes GameStop does that, and it's a little bit annoying because they force you to buy the level up package, which is bothersome sometimes. Skillard is in Malaysia. Oh, very cool. Well, welcome from Malaysia. We're going international here, everybody. All right, so we check out. Let's check out and let's move over real quick to the game preview one. This is another one from our boys. What is this channel? This is a French channel. Dans de grosse poche. Dans de grande poche. That sounds Italian. That doesn't sound French. I don't know if they're French. I think they're French. They sound French. I linked to them in my video this morning. So definitely make sure you go check them out. Here they are right here. This dude got it early, and he went through some games and previewed it. The first one that he checked out here, and we'll skip over to the gameplay. First one that he checked out, now it's all in French, so I'm relying on translators for this. Not been able to firsthand do this. This is a 45-minute gameplay video that they dropped. There's 7 games. Overall, it seems to have one message, and that is that this thing is a beast. That's absolutely crushing it. Here they did Forza, Starfield, Expedition 33. Expedition 33 probably struggled the most here. Now, one thing that they were clear about here, they did not change any settings at all. 0. There's no firmware update here. There's going to be a day 1 firmware update for the Ally X as well. Expedition 33 struggled probably the most out of the games. Elden Ring came in a close second. Between 30, I think Expedition 33 got between 30 and 40 frames pretty steadily there. You can see it's up at 43 right now, 46. And that's how that went. So you can see some Expedition 33. Oh, dude, by the way, the overworld, doesn't this just make you so happy? The overworld, and then you can see it goes into settings. Look at the overworld, baby. And you can see 38 frames, 39 frames. So we're right in there on Expedition 33. Remember, they didn't mess with settings. All settings were medium to high. They were default. So you can go in and tweak these and get higher frames. This was just default as is, load up and play. Also no day 1 firmware update. So it's going to be interesting to see how hard we can push these going for. Oh my goodness, I love this game. I love this game so much. Oh man, this makes me want to go back. This game is not game of the. Well, there may be games that can compete with it by the time this comes out. But this game reminded me why I love video games. This game I played all the way through. Every time I picked it up, it never felt like I was having to catch up on anything. It sucked me in right away. Fantastic. So that's Expedition 33. Now Street Fighter 6, they raved about. Street Fighter 6, sometimes fighting games struggle. Don't know why. That's the word on the street is fighting games tend to struggle. This was between 50 and 70 frames pretty consistently here. You can see pretty solid, not bad. Again, remember, they did no tweaking. This is default. Everything you're seeing is on medium/high settings, depending on the game, whatever it loads up at default. So, and you can see hovering right around there at 60 frames per second for Street Fighter 6. Dude, the colors look good. The colors do look good. This is why, now granted, this is superimposed over an ROG Ally so that you could see what it's like, but... So never mind. Ignore me freaking reviewing this fake screen here. That's on my screen here. Mr. McSpicy's in the chat. Expedition 33 is an amazing game, dude. It is absolutely so good. And so anyways, you can see hovering right in there for 60 frames per second. Again, like I said, no, they didn't go in and tweak settings at all. pretty respectable. Gears of War Reloaded was the next game that they took a look at here, and this was one of the better games. They raved about this. Between 60 and I think 60 and 80 frames is what they were saying on Gears of War Reloaded. It makes sense. It's already going to be optimized. This is one of the games that they showed off at Gamescom that they used as a demo. This and Doom was the two games that they used at the demo. And so it makes sense. It makes sense why it works. You can see them here going through. Again, that's French, right? Je veux, je l'o, vutamo, vuta, zutalo. There it is. You can see dipping down here into the 50s. Again, very, very optimized. No day one firmware. Word is we're getting a day one firmware update on this. This is going to be one of the games that they've optimized for the handheld here. Oh, this I would play single player on this. I don't know if I would play multiplayer on this. Someone in chat asked, would you play Madden on it? Great to be a Gator. No, I would not. Wi-Fi is the reason. Have you played online Madden or NCAA football? If you are not hardwired in, there is nothing more enraging than lagging when you're doing a field goal kick, or throwing a pass and everything rubber bands all of a sudden. So no, I will play forever on a console tied to my big TV so I can see the whole field and directly tied in to internet there. That is Gears of War. Here is Elden Ring. Now, I know Spicy's here in chat. I know Elden Ring's a big one here. Elden Ring is probably the least optimized here for handheld, and it performs pretty respectful. You can see it's 60 frames here, but then it goes down to 30. It's between this. They said this one jumped between 30 and 40 pretty consistently. It's the same with Night Rain on this. I think Night Rain did a little bit better. Again, remember, nothing optimized here. This is just as is. This was medium or high settings on everything, whatever the default settings were when you plugged and played. Here's Night Ring. Let's see if we get some actual gameplay, though. There's gameplay of Night Ring there. So you can see they're right at 48 frames per second, 39 frames per second. Let's see if they get into a battle here, how it looks. Right. There we go. Let's see some battles. Some Night Ring battles. 36, 30, 36. So there you go. Not bad for 39, 40. Not bad for default for From Software. Is not known for being super optimized here. Especially word on the street is for handhelds. They're definitely not. It'll be interesting to see how these types of games improve over time. It would be interesting to see what you could crank this up to if you did go and mess with settings as well, just as far as frames per second. But super stoked. Again, pretty solid. Monster Hunter Wild was a big one that they jumped into. This is a lot of people's game of the year as well, up there with Expedition 33. Again, definitely a game that's not optimized for handhelds. This one was between 30 and 40 frames per second as well. But this to me would be a game that I totally would play handheld. This is a very long game, a very like looter, loot shoot for, it's not loot shoot. A rinse and repeat, go out, get loot, come back type of game. I think is built perfect for handhelds, that game loop. That's something that I would play. It'll be interesting to see if how many of these games become optimized and get that stamp of approval in the same way that Steam Deck has the built for mobile stamp of approval. You've got to imagine those are going to be ramping up over time here. The game that I really want to highlight, and this makes total sense. This absolutely makes total sense. This is Silksong, obviously. Again, I think any platformer is built for handhelds. It just makes a ton of sense. This bad boy, you can see on screen, default settings, 280, 300. They're getting 320. There's 383. There was 365 right there, frames per second. So it's not a heavy game. Absolutely crushing it, though. Absolutely looks beautiful. Again, this is the type of game that I think works for handhelds very, very well. This is something that I will be playing on my handheld. This again is akin to, for instance, a Final Fantasy Tactics type of game. Anything like this is just going to crush it, in my opinion. And that's exciting. I thought this was pretty cool. Let me know what you guys think. Let's catch up on chat here. Loot, whack, upgrade, loop, says McSpicy. Absolutely. This may not be a popular opinion, says Little Will. But I love Starfield and would love to see it on the Xbox X. You mean on the Ally X? Yeah, I'm going to be curious at how that performs. You got to imagine all of Xbox's first-party titles, they are going to want to optimize for this. The problem with Starfield is Bethesda. It's just not optimized. Now, I have seen they have done Skyrim on, well, my bad. I have seen games like Skyrim. Granted, that's, what is that, like a 15-year-old game, a 16-year-old game, probably longer than that. On the last generation of the Ally X, and it absolutely crushes it. But that's an old game. I don't imagine Starfield crushes it. I would imagine Starfield has a lot of work to do to be optimized for a handheld there. Mohammed says, I think the French YouTuber is using 4 gigs of VRAM. I have seen those comments as well. Mohammed also says, I've pre-ordered the device. I hope to have your test video before I get to test it. I'm looking forward to your detailed review. Please show that you were using 8 gigs of VRAM. Mohammed, I will. How do we, hold on. It went to the next video. How do we, let me cancel that. I wanted to leave that on there permanently. Let's go back to this. Apologies. That's what happens when you're live, everyone. Let's go back. We'll get some Street Fighter going on here. Shall we? We'll show some Street Fighter because why not? Let me just read back through chat here and catch up with you guys. Jordan the Man says, I keep thinking of playing GTA 6 on this thing. Curious how that would run. Yeah, you're talking about the new GTA that's going to be dropping, or GTA, or do you mean GTA 5 and GTA Online? GTA 5 and Online would be pretty interesting on this. We'll be curious how that runs as well. But GTA 6, yeah, what is that? Obviously, they're going to be able to do more. Is a game like that, it is dropping on console first, so it's optimized for consoles. Is it optimized for handhelds is going to be the question. I don't know. I don't imagine they're too concerned. I don't imagine there's a huge market here at the moment, so they're obviously, developers are going to optimize that which they think is most worth it for them, right? Little Will says, I'm so stoked for this. It feels like the new consoles come out kind of feeling. Agreed. That's exactly how I feel. Again, I totally expected to have buyer's remorse. I really did. I was like, $1,000. Okay, let's pull the trigger. And the closer I get, the further away from that purchase I get, no buyers. I am more excited for this each and every single day. I'm just excited for the freedom that it brings, for the ability to play where I want, when I want, how I want. Super, 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 super exciting there for me personally, but that's me. Let's go over some of the drama, shall we? We've talked about the ROG Ally X. We're going to be covering a lot on this channel going forward. I actually am, I got the dock, by the way. Guys, I pre-ordered the dock so that I could stream this. So we're going to be streaming from the ROG Ally X here. It's going to be super fun. Mohammed says, I subscribe to your channel and like the video. Will follow you. Thank you very much. Everybody in chat, make sure you hit that like button. Really appreciate it. We have 83 viewers live right now. If we can get to 83 likes, we will have hit the singularity. How many likes do we have? We only have 33 likes, guys. That's disappointing. That is disappointing. 83 and 33 is not, those numbers are not the same. We need to get those numbers the same for sure. So if you guys have been paying attention to the Xbox world, excuse me, let me take a drink of water here before we jump into the over-the-top social media bros and outrage infighting that is out there. And I think we'll have a pretty measured take here. If you follow me on Twitter, I think you'll find pretty measured. Pretty measured, dude. Pretty measured and hung. Hung people are usually measured. Hold on, let me... Taking a drink of water. I should get like a close-up cam of that. Water time, like Hammer Time, but with water. Anyways, everybody, appreciate you being here. Thank you very much for your support. Thank you for hanging out. Speaking of hung, thank you for hanging out. It's it's a good time. We will be especially after the Ally X comes out. We will be having more regular of these streams. So if you like what we're doing, hit the like button, subscribe to us, consider becoming a member as well. You do get a loyalty badge, if you become a member. Let me actually see. And here are the, and then you get some custom emotes, and here are the custom emotes right there, baby. That's them. That is the emotes of customization that one gets by becoming a member. Let's jump into, some of the some of the outrage, the faux outrage. I think there's a lot of faux outrage by people who have never owned an Xbox, nor do they own Game Pass at all. I'm calling it the Game Pass Freakout, the great Game Pass Freakout of 2025. Let me actually go to my tweet here, and we'll go through this. So we're gonna go through 3 tweets here. This is in like sequential order as I think about everything. I post these up. This one got 20,000 views over on Twitter. If you go through the comments, it very much makes me laugh because people just don't read what you're saying and they like freak out, and it's like, bro, you just agreed with me. Like, what are you talking about? You just agreed with me. Oh my goodness, Little Will, welcome to Common, baby. Welcome to Common. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that follow. I'm gonna drop an X1 facial for you all over my main man there. Oh, dude, appreciate it. Little Will, welcome to the channel. Welcome. You got that Sexy X loyalty badge now. Here's what I said a week after the Xbox Game price hike freakout. It's clear most of the discussion has been mixing up 2 separate issues. First, the price increase. Nobody likes it when prices go up. It sucks. Full stop. It does. Nobody wants their price to go up. Period. But second, and this is where I think it's getting conflated, it's still the best deal in gaming. Like, that's just the name a better deal for me in gaming. That doesn't mean that it's a good deal for you. For you, it may not be. But I see a lot of people saying, "Oh, this is now the worst deal in gaming." Is it though? Is it? I don't think it is. And I see people saying that, it's on social media. So, it's not, we're not dealing with the highest of intelligences necessarily on social media. So first, the price increase. Nobody likes it when the price goes up. It sucks, full stop. But second, and more importantly, the value of Game Pass. And at $3 a month, that value hasn't changed. It's still the best deal in gaming, period. I think a lot of people saying that it's a terrible, one content creator was like, this is theft. This is now theft. Theft. Like, you can be unhappy with the price increase, but it's not theft. That's not logic. That's emotion. And a lot of people are reacting emotionally to this. What's interesting is a lot of the bigger names that are making a bigger deal about it are people that I've never seen utilize Game Pass or Xbox for that matter. But yeah, they're the most opinionated on it. I think a lot of people are using it to create content off of. I also think Xbox has done a terrible job PRing this. And we're going to go over that here in a minute. I did a tweet on that. Great to be a Gator says, yeah, it was artificially low prior to the price increase. I mean, everybody has said that for a while. I mean, I think that was just a reality. Again, obviously the price increase sucks. And it may not be the best, the right thing for you to purchase Game Pass. Not saying that at all. What I am saying is it is still the best value in gaming. Period. Like, that's just, there is nothing else out there that beats it. IMHO. So there you go. Next Twitter recap. This is where I want to talk about the PR problem, because I've been thinking about it for a while and watching all week, and basically the Asylum has been allowed to run amok. And so I dropped this post yesterday. How many views is this? This post only has 10,000 views. So my other one has 20,000. And I said Xbox doesn't have a PR problem. I think Xbox has a Blue Sky problem. Honestly, for those of you that don't know, Microsoft has a stake in Blue Sky. So what happened is all the leaders for Xbox do not post on Twitter. They retweet and they like and they follow. Indeed, Phil Spencer follows myself and has liked a few of my posts. And they retweet, but they do not comment. And so I think they've stifled their communication pipeline. I don't think that you need to counter. What you got to do is counter programming, and you don't need to counter program. Like, a lot of people in response to me are like, "Oh, well, do they need to respond to every outrage?" No, of course not. I'm not saying that you reply or you talk to them, but you do set out your vision, and you set out your vision regularly. Like, I call them power statements. What I would do is every single day, if I'm a Phil Spencer, and granted, Phil Spencer's a lot smarter than me. That's why he has his job. I'm looking at this. I'm armchair quarterbacking this from the ground up. What I would do is post what I call power statements, and every single day or every few days, just post my vision. Hey, Game Pass or not Game Pass is the best deal in gaming, period. Just say it. Or say, cloud gaming is going to be a huge part of the gaming market and take up a huge part of gaming share going forward. Like that's it. Just set it out. Anyways, let's go through my tweet, because I said it in writing a lot better than I'm saying it now. Xbox doesn't have a PR problem. It has a silence problem. Ever since Microsoft shifted its focus to Blue Sky, Xbox leadership has stopped talking. No posts, no statements, no vision, just retweets and likes. And in that silence, everyone else tells the story for them. And you can see it. You can see it from content creators. You can see it. And you can see it from bad faith actors. The Outrage merchants, the Xbox is dead crowd, which they pop up every few months, and the journalists chasing clicks. This isn't a social media problem. It's a messaging vacuum. The fix isn't replying or arguing. You don't need to reply to anybody. You don't need to get in fights with anybody online. Some people that works for. Some people are really good at that. But I'm not. And nor if I were them, would I do that. What I would do is this. It's leadership showing up with consistent power statements that define the Xbox vision. Stuff like game streaming is a huge part of our future, and it will take a massive share of gaming over the next decade. At $1 a day for 500 plus games, there's still no better value in gaming. I would actually make that better and remove the word still. There's no better value in gaming. We're building for where gaming is going, not where it's been. Just stuff like that over and over. What does that do? Are a lot of people going to comment on that? Yes, obviously. But over time, nobody can argue with your vision. And right now, people are arguing over the vision. You're letting them fill in the gaps, in my opinion. By doing this, you don't fight the narrative, you lead it. And until Xbox leadership starts doing that again, every rumor and every outrage cycle will keep filling the silence they left behind. Xbox didn't lose the PR war on X. It forfeited it the moment it moved to Blue Sky. I think they thought, because Blue Sky is supposed to be this decentralized vision of social media. I don't think it is. And so Microsoft invested in it, thinking, hey, this is the future. And they moved over there. Literally, there's no one over there. And so you've really handicapped the leaders over your different products from being able to lead, in my opinion. Again, I think that they need to do that. I did like Jared Shapiro. Shout out to Jared here. He left a comment and says, they have a pretty strong communication channel with the Xbox podcast when they use it. They need Major Nelson back. He was a great mouthpiece. Agreed. When you look at a lot of the outrage that came out, that has come out recently, it's since Major Nelson has retired, because Major Nelson was able to address the questions. And you don't address the questions by responding to people directly. You address them in this visionary leadership way. Like, hey, here's what you just say, hey, here's what we're doing. And then you let people, well, I agree with it. I don't agree with it. Instead, I think they've just left a vacuum. And the crazies, the asylum has taken over. So anyways, that's my thought. If you were Phil Spencer, let me ask you this. If you were Phil Spencer, what would the first thing you'd say publicly right now? Like if Microsoft was like, okay, we're going to take these accounts. Yeah, okay. We're giving you got full permission. You got full permission to tweet on X now. Or is it tweet? Tweet on X? Post. It's a post on X. I would just do those. I would say, very excited. This is what I would say. Very excited for the year ahead. 75 first party titles coming in the next year. 2 Game Pass, something to that extent. Maybe say the first game that you're really excited for. For instance, Ninja Gaiden 4 is dropping this month. Haven't heard a lot about that. It's perfect time for Phil Spencer to drop talking about Ninja Gaiden 4, unless they think it sucks. I highly doubt that sucks. The game looks like it's gonna pull some big boy numbers there. But yeah, would love to know what you have to say. Warren Cooper says, I think the only difference they should have done is added Fallout first or ESO Plus instead of the Fortnite thing. ESO Plus would be interesting. World of Warcraft. I don't think they're ever going to do that, because that's a moneymaker for them. Like, there's still millions of people that subscribe at $15 a month. That's a moneymaker. Zay says, I'm subscribed till 2028. Very nice. Captain Redbeard is here. I can't wait to play Battlefield 6 on mine. Ooh. Godspeed, my friend. We're 2 days away from that. 2 days away. Let's head over to my last tweet here. I think they should bring back Metal Gear Solid. Dion says. Metal Gear Solid. Yeah. Sometimes you got to let the product speak for itself as well. So that is another option. Just be patient and let the first party titles do it for you as well. But I do think there is something to be said about just posting your vision up as a leader regularly, consistently, time and time again, so that there's no question about where you're headed, and not just where, but why. The why is the real. You got to tell people why. You got to give them your why, and I think that's what's sorely missing here. And the crazies with no why. The crazies. You want to know the crazies why? Is for views. That's literally it. Last but not least, and I see this. For those of you that don't know, I am head of community and live ops for a mobile gaming company, and I see this all the time. What people do is they mistake what they see on Discord, because I'm seeing all this chatter on Discord, that represents the whole community, or what I see on Instagram, that represents the whole community, or what I see on X, that represents the whole community. That's just not reality at all. What does a bunch of opinions on Discord represent? It represents a bunch of power users on Discord who may or may not play your game. What about on Instagram? It represents a bunch of power users on Instagram. Same on YouTube. Power users on YouTube. Same on Twitter. Power users or X. Same power users on X that may or may not partake of your product. That's what that represents. You cannot. It is important maybe to take to get a sentiment of each, but then you got to take a step back and ask yourself what it is. And that's this post. Everyone thinks Xbox. Quote, everyone thinks Xbox is done, unquote. As if someone's saying that. No, your algorithm thinks that. Social media isn't reality. It's a highlight of real-time outrage. Most gamers aren't on Twitter. Most gamers aren't in YouTube comments, despite what we all think. I know we all want to think that, like, oh, everyone's here. Everyone is here. No, it's not. No, they're not. And most people yelling, in my opinion, Xbox is dead, don't even own it. From what I've noticed, just the sampling of outrage. So now some do, but some don't. Let me actually read this tweet because it's going to say more articulately than I will live. Most gamers aren't even on social media. Most of the people yelling about Xbox don't own one and have never touched Game Pass. As someone who runs gaming communities, I see it every day. Outrage isn't reality. Don't mistake the loudest voices for the largest group. Is the outrage justified? Maybe. Is it real? Sure, for some. But ask yourself, how many of the loudest voices actually own an Xbox? How many subscribe to Game Pass? And how many are just using outrage for content? That's a big one right there, especially on X. So what is it representative of? It's a mirror of engagement, not ownership. Algorithms elevate outrage because it gets clicks, not because it reflects most players. It's not the community, it's the comment section. Algorithms reward emotion, not accuracy. Being critical doesn't make you smart. Being positive doesn't make you a shield. That's a big one. Everyone's calling me a shield because I agree with it. Like, that doesn't make me a shield. It just means you're not addicted to outrage. And I think that's a big part of this. A lot of people like this. Look, 310 likes. Do you see that? Now, are those 310 people that like this? How many of the 310 people that liked this left a comment? Versus how many people? 88 people commented. There's a lot of angry people in this comment that are a lot of crazy angry people. But 88 versus 310. And that's kind of a subsample of what happens on all social media. On Discord, the real problem with like a Discord is 4 people can make it seem like 100 people. Because the way that chat works, it's live, so just blah, 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 blah. And it's like, oh my goodness, everyone here is angry at them. No, that's literally 4 people that are talking back and forth with each other, or 2 people for that matter. And that's the same thing here. So we had 310 people like it, and 41 reposts, and 88 comments. And out of that 88 comments, let's say 50% are angry. We could give it more. Let's say 70% of those are angry. Well, 310 people liked this post. You see what I'm saying? But those 310 people, very small percentage of them commented. But everyone who was angry did comment. And so you see all of a sudden, and that's just I deal with it every single day. I promise you, it's how it works. And so what companies do, they have tools. There are very expensive tools out there that enable you to see every comment happening all at the same time, word clouds, etc., etc. And then you have teams that report back, and you're able to sift through and say, okay, what is real? What's not real? What is a good point? What is a bad point? Where does our community actually think? Okay, well, what is the engagement numbers for today? What is the engagement numbers? Have they gone up? Have they gone down? What's our DAUs? What's our MAUs like? So there's a plethora of data out there that companies can use to take a look and see and measure what actual feedback is. And I promise you, it does not match up with what the loudest voices are saying online. It just doesn't. So that's just the reality there. Whew. What a week. What a day. What a day. What a week. What a day. What a time. I am so stoked to I'm so stoked to get my Xbox Ally X. I have not been this excited. Again, I'm looking up external GPU units that you can get, eGPUs, because the ROG Ally or ROG has one that they sell and they're going to be selling. But number one, it's a laptop GPU, and number two, it's $1,200. No, you can build one yourself. I'm watching videos. Build one yourself where you take a full-size GPU and you just stick it on this platform and it just sits there. It looks badass, too. They look awesome. It's just external. You plug it in and then you load up the software and you can plug it in yourself and create it yourself for like a really, really good one for like $400, $500, topping out. And then you're playing everything on max whenever you're plugged into that bad boy. It's super cool. I am so excited for it. The ROG Ally X, in my mind, I don't think it's hype. The fact that it's selling out is really interesting here. I think there's something to be said. I have a video dropping tomorrow about this. I think there's something to be said. I was wrong. I thought for sure the $1,000 price point would not sell out. It was always going to be the lower end one that sold out. That's not the case. The higher end price point has sold out. So in my video tomorrow, we discuss why that is and how I was wrong and what does that say. It says it's a different market, number one, and it says that market cares about performance, in my opinion. So anyways, take a look at that when it drops tomorrow. Game Pass is still the best deal in gaming, in my opinion. Even with the $10 price raise in a world of $70 games, 100%, it's the best deal in gaming. That doesn't mean that it's right for everybody. Doesn't mean that you have to enjoy the extra $10. No, absolutely not. But it still is the best deal in gaming. Xbox problem, I think, it's not about value. It's about visibility. I think that the fact that their leaders are just quiet right now, not good. And it's easy to armchair quarterback until you're in that position. You have no idea what's happening. So take everything I'm saying with a grain of salt. I'm not saying I'm right, but this is just from where I'm sitting. I would like to know, everybody who's jumping into the Xbox Ally, what is the first game that you're firing up? For me, well, here's the thing. I've been getting into Forza Motorsport lately, and I've been trying to go through all the races there. It may be either Motorsport or Horizon, because I hear Horizon is really optimized for this bad boy. But also, it might be Motorsport, because I've been going through dude, Motorsport is such a good game. Hold on, there we go. I lost my chat, guys. I lost chat there for a second. Eddie J says, is that a J? No, Eddie I says indie DLC. Oh, dude, Indiana Jones is such a good game. Talk about an underrated game of the year. That was last year though. Indiana Jones is really good. It's a really solid game. Gateway Dreamer says can't fire up anything since it doesn't play my Xbox games.
I don't understand the words you just said.
Oh, I haven't used those in forever. Once the ROG Ally X debuts, everyone's opinion will change. Let the product speak for itself, says Raina Luna. Luna, did you get one for yourself as well? Gabriel's Game says Ninja Gaiden. Oh, baby. Yeah, that Ninja Gaiden 4 drops October 21st. Brand new Ninja Gaiden. Let's see how it does. That's the next big Game Pass game. Out of the next couple, drops on Game Pass. It's that one that I'm looking forward to. And there's a PC game that's dropping PAX Day. For those of you that don't know PAX Day, it is it's a new sandbox MMO where you go through and you have like player housing and stuff in this old medieval world. Looks cool. It looks really cool. It's been in preview on PC. It's now coming to Game Pass, so very, very much looking for that towards that as well. Black Knight says thoughts on the Call of Duty update? I have no thoughts, Black Knight. No thoughts. What are your thoughts on the Call of Duty update? Let me know. Timothy says, I like Xbox. I will just downgrade to premium. Anyway, I'm paying for free with Microsoft Rewards, so that's cool. That is cool. Well done. I've never been super into Microsoft Rewards. I mean, it always makes me feel good when I fire up my phone and I like check in to like get a clip or something to post it on Twitter. And it's like, claim your reward. I'm like, all right, I get to claim my reward. But I've never been huge into the Microsoft reward. To be fair, I actually think, like, yes, that's good, I guess, that they have it as part of the Game Pass packages. But that's the most gimmicky part. Like, that's there to like for people who like the rewards. Like, it's like a reward program. Well, the reward program for your credit card exists so that you spend more money on your credit card. That's what the reward program is. That's exactly what that is. Spicy says Stardew Valley. Again, built for handhelds. Built for handhelds. Those types of games, built for handhelds all over the place. Rubenar says, I love player housing. Who doesn't? Every game should have player housing, right? Absolutely. Every single game should have player housing. Let's see. What did we reach? Did we get to the singularity here? We are at 57 likes and 78 viewers, everybody. If we can get to 78 and 78, if you haven't yet, make sure you hit that like button. Appreciate everybody being here. Adam Fall from Game Seeker. I have been looking hard at Adam Fall. For those of you that don't know what Adam Fall is, they call it the British version of Fallout. Like Fallout in Britain. It's on Game Pass. And I've been looking at that one hard. It's about 20 hours to get through. That's honestly, you want to know one of the number one things that I look at now in games is how long to beat. How long to beat is a fantastic website. Because I only have so many hours, I have to know I can get through and beat your game if I'm going to start your game. So Adam Fall is one that I'm looking at, and I'm not even a big fan of open world. Adam Fall is an open world type of game. It looks beautiful. It looks like it has a ton of personality, and I hear really good things about it. It's got pretty solid reviews there. So that's one. Again, 20 hours to beat. Not bad. Black Knight says Call of Duty is trying to keep us from Battlefield. Dude, Battlefield 6 drops Friday, everybody. It drops Friday. Oh, 8 a.m. Is that 8 a.m. PT? 11 Eastern. 8 a.m. PT, 11 Eastern on Friday. Cannot wait. That's one I'll be playing on my Xbox 100%. 100%. Pre-ordered the X, willing to pay for the experience, and with your help, get my accessories, including docking. Did you get the docking and the hard case? Yeah. Luna with the docking. Vance says, let's go. One more week, baby. One more week. I could not be more excited. Well, I guess I could be. I probably will be the day that it drops. That's all I'm going to be doing. Eddie says I'm going to buy Battlefield 6 on my Xbox and remote play it with the Xbox Ally X. Excuse me. Along with all my other games that aren't PC, remote play works really well, especially if you're just in the house. Yeah, remote play's not been working bad. By remote play, though, you mean from your console to your handheld, correct? Not bad. That's an expensive handheld. That's an expensive remote play, though, Eddie. But respect, man. Respect. I respect it. That's cool. Yeah, I haven't tried remote play in a while. I tried the streaming, but I haven't tried remote play. I'm sure that works way better, especially like if you've got good Wi-Fi directly in your house. I'm sure that's fantastic, actually. Very cool. It's solid, says Eddie. Very, very good. Everybody, that's going to do us for today. Thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you for hanging out. I appreciate you guys. Again, we're going to be doing this more regularly. At least once a week. I may go multiple times a week. Eventually, I'm going to be setting up a way to stream the ROG Ally X here as well. So stay tuned for that, and we can hang out and stream the latest games, maybe the best games on the ROG Ally X, and go from there. But again, thank you for hanging out. Thank you for tuning in. Share this channel with your friends. Appreciate all the support. Have a great rest of your day, guys, and we will see you next time. Bye bye.